today we're going to be watching the complete history of Kamen Rider together. I've recently gotten very much into Kamen Rider. Since I build gunpla kits on stream a lot, I've been building Kamen Rider kits as well. So yeah, time to learn some lore. Time to learn about all the Kamen Riders. All right, here we go. So,
why is Kamen Rider so legendary?
Look at all the riders assembling.
From 1971's original Kamen Rider series to 2024's Kamen Rider
Oh my gosh,
Now,
Gavu.
the Kamen Rider franchise has built an incredible legacy
He's so
and
colorful.
a rich history within Japan
Yeet!
and throughout the entire world.
Right?
This video will cover every single Kamen
hand
Rider
motions.
series throughout history, as well as other major milestones in the franchise like movies,
Ultraman.
games, and even American adaptations. So if you want a video
Oh my
that
God.
you can show to people who don't know what Kamen Rider is,
Warhead
or if you just
lasers.
want to take an entertaining walk with me through the complete history of this legendary franchise, this
I
is
saw
the video
Gaimu.
for you.
Oh, he has a cool suit. Who's that?
To
Wait.
tell the
I really like the color of his suit. Who is this man? Yeah, Ultraman and Kamen Rider did a crossover, but I actually have seen none of Ultraman. Yeah, I haven't seen any of it. I heard there's a Shin Ultraman, which is really good as well. Yeah, I need to watch Ultraman too. Oh, that was Gotchard? Oh, okay. Yeah, now that I think about it, I've never looked him up before. This is what he looks like. I really like his color scheme. Oh my gosh, Giga, you're right. Men in spandex. True. You know, the adults have their own ways of enjoying Kamen Rider. Is the audio king?
To tell the story of the Kamen Rider franchise, we first have to go all the way back to 1938, where a young child named Shotaro Onodera was born in the town of Tome
Oh.
in Miyagi Prefecture,
Oh, is it the
Japan.
creator?
Shotaro would take on the name Ishinomori, and he showed a lot of creativity and a talent for creating characters from a
I like
young
his
age.
hair.
He showcased his
He's got
abilities
style.
in various manga competitions throughout his childhood.
His tinted
before He
glasses.
would eventually create a character named Skullman that would, of
Oh, what
course,
the
go
heck?
on to become Kamen Rider.
Skullman? Wait.
Create a character named Skullman that
Yeah, I've never seen this before. Have you guys seen Skullman before? I'm assuming this was just like an OC and it never like became an actual series. But yeah, I can definitely see the base of Kamen Rider here. Look at this skelly looking boy. Kamen Rider skull. Yeah.
would of course go on to become Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider
Ichigo!
is perhaps best known for featuring young
Kamen
adult
Rider!
men that become cyborgs and transform into armored superheroes with a theme of grasshoppers and other
Yeah,
insects.
hot men.
Although this has loosened up a lot over time, and in the modern
Ikemen.
age, not all series feature this bug theme. In fact, most don't. There are 3 eras of Kamen Rider, and these coincide with the eras of Japan's history.
Oh,
These
yeah.
eras are known as the Showa era, spanning from 1926 to 1989, the Heisei era, spanning from 1989 to 2019, and the Reiwa era, which spans
Reiwa!
from 2019
That's
through
right
the
now.
present day.
That's how they grouped them, I guess.
今度は何をしようとするんだ。
We're starting with the Showa.
怪物め。
In 1971, Kamen Rider was born with the iconic original series, starring 2 main protagonists in
OG.
Takeshi and Hayato, as they would take on Shocker and later Gel Shocker. Unlike modern-day seasons of Kamen Rider, this series ran for a whopping 98 episodes. And we would start with the story of
Oh,
Takeshi Hongo,
Takeshi!
a college student who was turned into a cyborg by Shocker, but they were unable to fully convert his mind, and he would rebel and battle against
I love
them.
the old school outfits and hairstyles. Yeah. Look at him fly! There he goes!
While filming a motorcycle stunt, Takeshi Hongo's actor Hiroshi Fujioka was injured and had to be replaced. They would
Man,
repl-
that's so sad. I like knew that and I totally forgot about it, man. Yeah, they had to replace him and I think that's why they came out with Neagle. But dude, I love the OG color scheme of Kamen Rider, just like the dark green and the black and the red. I think it like looks so good. The red looks so good against the dark colors, you know?
replace him by Hayato Ichimonji, played by Takeshi Sasaki, and eventually they would join forces together, becoming the
Ichimonji Hayato.
iconic Double Riders.
Oh, that's so cool.
本郷
This
I
series
need to watch the
set
OG.
iconic tropes such as Kamen Rider being a cyborg fighting an evil organization, and of course his preferred method of transportation, his rider machine cycle.
Bro, I can't tell them apart. How are you supposed to tell them apart? Wait, I think there are like subtle differences, right? In like the helmet and so I don't know. I don't know if the OG had that. I know in Shin Kamen Rider they put some differences there. Oh, it's the gloves and the boots. Okay. Nigo has red gloves. Oh, okay. Glove and boot color. Gotcha. That's racist. No, it's their suits. The legs. Okay. So I just gotta really look. Also, you know, in the show they speak, so I'm sure, you know, that's a dead giveaway. But yeah, it's just a bad shot to look
evil
at.
Organization, and of course his preferred method of transportation, his rider machine Cyclone. To say that this
I want that
series was
bike.
iconic and legendary would be a huge
For
understatement.
my Plamo kit.
Kamen Rider V3!
Oh, what is this? VB?
In 1973, Toei would follow up the
V3.
success of Kamen Rider with Kamen Rider V3.
VB? Why did I read it as VB? I don't know. The logo. Yeah, guys, it looks like a B. Look at that. V3. They change it later because Nigo gets a dark helmet. Oh, gotcha. It's sometimes called Sanyo. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's V3 for version 3, maybe.
A direct sequel featuring returning characters from Kamen Rider.
V3. Whoa, he just like jumped out of the water. That's gotta be uncomfortable, right? Like your entire body is wet and you immediately get into a skin tight suit. I don't know, just random thoughts that came to mind.
Shiro Kazami wants to be a cyborg in order to avenge his family that he saw being killed by Destron. He becomes mortally wounded while risking his life to protect the Double Riders. So in return, they turn him into Kamen Rider V3.
Kamen Rider V3
I don't
This
know.
series features Jojo.
I don't know how I feel about his
They
mask.
turn him into Kamen
Helmet.
Rider V3.
Kamen Rider
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely like the OGs better. Yeah, this is a little. I don't know what they're trying to cook with this one. You know, no offense, but it's like he looks more. What's the word? Yeah, a little bit more alien-like. Yeah, Showa's a little goofy sometimes. You know, it has its charm. It kind of looks like a sideways paper lantern. It looks a little more scuffed. Yeah, like the front part looks like paper. It looks like layered paper. Yeah, exactly. It looks like paper lantern. They shouldn't have cooked that.
V3
Look at this
This
guy.
series features Joji Yuki,
He deserved
also known
better.
as Rider Man, played by Takahisa Yamaguchi,
Rider
who has
Man.
one of the most unique rider suit designs in the franchise, being that his mouth is exposed
Yeah, what
through his
the-
helmet. Our protagonist Shiro is played by Hiroshi Miyauchi, who also played Owl Ranger in Go Ranger, Big One in Jaka, and Chief
look at that
Counselor
open
Naoyuki
shirt.
Miura in O Ranger, plus multiple seasons of the Metal Hero franchise.
both the
This
OG
guy
Kamen
is a
Riders.
Toku legend.
Rider V3
I love the monster costumes.
何人殺せば気が済むのだ
As far as V3 suit design, it was a natural evolution from the looks of the Double Riders, featuring more red and a slightly more detailed
Like
design.
the jumps and the kicks.
Kamen Rider X
X, double X, X station, X. There's always every Japanese series always has, like if it's a long running series, it always has like an X or, you know, even V. Now that I think about it, like I'm thinking about Gundam, right? Gundam also has an X, right? And a V. And Kekkai Sensei, oh my god, thank god people got my reference. Kekkai Sensei, I miss that show. So good. X, but he is not 10. Yeah, where did the X come from? They're like, yeah, X would sound cool, probably. You know, we did V. How about X? You know, maybe next we'll do a Z.
1974 was the year of Kamen Rider X, where our main protagonist Keisuke and his father were betrayed by Keisuke's fiancée in order to assist God, the government of darkness, leading Keisuke
God?
and his father to
Did I
become
hear that
mortally
right?
wounded. Keisuke's father, who was a robotics expert, turned Keisuke into a Kaizorg, also known as X-Rider or Kamen Rider X, in order to save his life.
仮面ライダー X にセットアップするのだ
Oh, what the?
In this series, Keisuke starts as an easygoing character with the
He inserted a vent into his helmet. Wait, I seen it again. Huh. Fun fact, Riderman is played by Gakt in a Decade movie. No way! Oh my gosh. I know Gakto. X cause 4 lines. Oh, so the lines keep increasing.
life.
仮面ライダー X にセットアップするのだ
Yeah, like his helmet looks like a, I don't know, like an unfinished like appliance, and you know he just needs to install the grill in. Yeah.
In this series, Keisuke starts as an easygoing character with the optimism of somebody that's about to get married. But all that is ripped away from him, and he turns into a machine of pure precision and focus.
Wait, this actually sounds really depressing. Like he had a whole love life and like he had married life ahead of him, and then this happens. That's crazy. God is God, Government of Darkness. Oh, okay. Also, yeah, I know the Decade memes. Yeah, it's not pink, it's magenta. Pink-じゃない, magenta or something. Yeah.
ライドのホイップ
Sounds like RoboCop.
His helmet is meant to look like a skull, and his helmet definitely has a look that calls back to the Skullman manga created by Shotaro Ishinomori.
I see it
Due
now.
to competition from anime on TV at the time, the show had lower ratings than the studio had hoped, and it only lasted 35 episodes.
Oh, he has an X on his tummy. I see.
Also in 1974, we had Kamen Rider Amazon. This is the
Oh my god, I've heard so many things about Amazon. The goat? Dude, I need to watch this one. Showa likes to be fucked up. Yeah, it's kind of because, like, I feel like back then, like, there were less restrictions, so they just kind of, like, did whatever. Yeah, until restrictions started coming into place because of stuff like this. I think, yeah, Amazon, yeah. Here we go, Amazon. I need to hear that again. I need to hear the Amazon.
Also in 1974, we had Kamen Rider Amazon. This is the shortest Kamen Rider series ever, and one of the most violent. This show follows Daisuke, who was lost in the Amazon as a child. He was raised by wild animals before eventually being adopted by an Incan tribe. Nearly his entire village would be killed by Golgos, but not before an elder in the tribe performs a ritual to give him the power to become Kamen Rider Amazon.
Crazy. He's a literal, like, chameleon-looking man. Is this the first? This might be the first rider suit that is not like inspired off of a bug. Maybe. Yeah. They should put this on Prime. They should. What is this premise? Oh boy.
This was an incredibly iconic and unique new look for Kamen Rider, with a helmet design and a suit design that had never been seen before.
Yeah.
This was the first rider to not use a belt to henshin, and the first Kamen Rider series since the original to not have any previous riders returning. This is also the very last main Kamen Rider series that did not have a Sentai season air alongside it.
仮面ライダーストロンガー
1975 saw the release of Kamen Rider Stronger, which was original.
So yeah, what I heard about Amazon, going back to Amazon, what I heard is that the show was really gory. Is that what it was? Right? Amazon was super gory, I heard. And like, because of that, it was cut short? Or was it just planned on being short from the start? Brutal. Okay, not gory. Brutal? Gory for its time standards. Got it. Very blood heavy. Yeah. He probably ate the Sentai series. Yeah, the first non-insect. Yeah, that's pretty iconic. I think people got impaled or something. Yeah, crazy when it's meant to be a kid show. Yeah, Kamen Rider Strongest missing from the picture. What it was strongest? Dude, I love how they were just like, okay, what to name him? Strongest. He's gonna be the strongest. Alright.
1975 saw the release of Kamen Rider Stronger, which was originally...
Sorry, I missed the joke. You said strongest. Yeah, this is stronger, not strongest. Yeah, where's strongest? Maybe strongest will come after.
planned to be the final Kamen Rider series. This show follows Shigeru Jo, whose best friend and mentor Goro is killed by Black Satan. Because of this, Shigeru
Black
lets himself
Satan?
get turned into a cyborg or Kamen Rider Stronger.
Strongo! Wait, I need to see Black
He meets
Satan.
Yuriko, also known as Electronic Wave Humanoid Tackle or Denpa Ningen Tekud,
Oh my God,
who is
he's
also a cyborg created by Black Satan.
She's a literal ladybug. I'm sorry, when I see this guy, I just think of Emushi, which is like, you know, the bug version OC that Ray designed of me. Someone from my community. Yeah, wait, this is literally Emushi colors. The ladybug and like the yellow. Oh my god, wait. Wait a minute. Yeah, if you guys scroll through my art tag, you'll like find it. But yeah, this really reminds me of it. I wonder if there was an inspiration.
Cyborg created by Black Satan, and together they would battle Black Satan and later the Delzer Army.
Oh,
Electronic Wave Humanoid Tackle.
she's got a nice voice, not gonna lie. The first female ally, you're right, yeah, let's go. Woman!
And later the Delzer Army.
Oh my
Electronic
God,
Wave
it's Emushi,
Humanoid
for real,
Tackle
for real.
isn't technically a Kamen Rider, but she definitely has the look of one, especially the ones from the early Showa era, and she is bug-themed, with Tackle's motif being a ladybug, and she was even created by Black Satan in the same way as Stronger.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately,
They realized that they could, instead of, you know, keeping the, you know, skin-tight suits exclusively to men, they can put them on women as well. Oh, Miraculous Ladybug could never. This was the OG Miraculous Ladybug. Dude, the spandex though. You know, also reminds me of how G Gundam had a lot of that. You know, we need a video showing all the monsters throughout the years as well.
Unfortunately, the actress Kyoko Okada, who played Electronic Wave Humanoid Tackle, passed away at the age of 27 due to an asthma attack. Shigeru was...
What? That's so sad. No! 27? 27で俳優さんお亡くなりになってしまう。悲しいね。Man, that's really depressing. Rest in peace.
Wave Humanoid Tackle passed away at
She's
the
so
age
beautiful,
of 27
too.
due to an asthma attack. Shigeru was played by Shigeru Araki, who also passed away in 2012 of pneumonia.
What? This is so cursed. Wait,
This was
Stronger.
meant to be called Kamen Rider Spark,
Oh, I know,
but
it's
that
still
was
Stronger.
trademarked
Okay.
in Japan. However, this would have been a really fitting name due to the show's focus on electricity. And this was the very first Kamen Rider series to have a temporary power-up for the main rider. That being Stronger's charge-up form.
Stronger.
仮面ライダー
Oh,
4 whole years later, the Kamen Rider
this looks like Shin Kamen Rider. Kind of the mouth portion. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. The world couldn't handle how strong they were. Man, that's so sad. Man, he kind of looks like Shin Kamen Rider. Just a little bit.
4 whole years later, the Kamen Rider fandom would be introduced to Sky Rider. This was meant to be a reboot of the original Kamen Rider series after the franchise had been off
The
of
ladybug
TV
scarf.
for 4 whole years. Hence the name and similar suit design to Kamen Rider Ichigo. This show
Yeah,
would revisit
Ichigo.
classic themes.
Sorry, I shouldn't say Shin Kamen Rider because Shin Kamen Rider is literally like, you know, a reboot of the OG. So, you know, it would be inspired off the OG design. So.
And tropes from the first 2 Kamen Rider
Mount
series.
Fuji, maybe? Oh, tonderu! He's flying! Look at him, he's like Superman!
In Sky Rider, we follow Hiroshi Tsukuba as he battles Neo Shocker. Eventually, the idea
Neo
of this being a
Shocker.
reboot was phased out over time, and classic Kamen Riders would appear, tying this into the
Okay,
continuity
okay.
of the rest of the era. With a name like Sky Rider, this series was very focused on flight. However, this was also phased out over time, and as far as I can tell, this was because Shotaro Ishinomori was unhappy with the flight special effects, i.e. he
Okay, that's a really funny bit of lore. He's like, bro, I thought it looked cooler when I'm flying, not like... Wait.
because Shotaro Ishinomori was unhappy.
I mean, it has its charm, but yeah, I could see riding the sky. He が見たい。確かにモモンが見たいだけど。まあこれはこれで面白くない？ It's kind of fun, but yeah, he's kind of just gliding there, you know. It doesn't look particularly impressive. No, they took the sky out of Sky Rider then. If he stopped flying.
Happy with the flight special effects, i.e. he didn't like how it looked when Sky Rider was flying around.
Oh.
In
I like
1980, we were introduced to Kamen Rider Super 1.
Super
Our protagonist,
1.
Kazuya, volunteers for cybernetic surgery in the International
Oh my
Space
God.
Development Program in the United States.
Sorry I keep pausing. Because
Kazuya
like,
volunteers for cybernetic surgery
Yo.
in the
his bike is so chunky. バイクかっこいい。
International Space Development Program in the United States, so he can be an astronaut who doesn't need a spacesuit to survive in space.
Oh, he's the NASA
Unfortunately,
rider.
before he can make it to space, the
Oh,
base
cute.
where his operation is being performed is attacked by the Dogma Kingdom, with everyone else being killed.
People die when they're killed. Oh, I like his henshin hands. かっこいい、今の。変身。Let's go!
He goes to Japan and is trained by a martial arts expert named Master
He's got
Ginkai,
castles,
who teaches
yeah.
him how to henshin into Super 1. This show featured multiple types of interchangeable hands with different strengths and elements. And this
Interchangeable
functioned
hands.
as a prototype version of the form switching that we see today.
Ooh. Spacesuit man. Oh, who's this?
In 1984, Toei released a one-off special
Zekros.
titled Birth of the 10th Kamen Riders All Together. And this was the intro.
What if we combined Z and X? It becomes Zekrosu. Okay, yeah, this guy, you know, I see the ladybug theme a bit again, you know? Yeah, except stripes. Yeah. またちょっとテントウムシっぽいモチーフが出てきたね。His henshin is referenced in Lucky Star by Konata Zara. Oh, really? Damn, I gotta rewatch Lucky Star now. I gotta know which scene.
And this was the introduction of Ryo Murasame, also known as Kamen Rider Z-Cross.
Look at all them. I don't know if I
Ryo
like
was
his
a
mask.
pilot who was attacked by a UFO while with his sister before being kidnapped by the Badan Empire, who turned him into Z-Cross.
Attacked
With
by
his memory
UFO?
erased, he does their bidding before quickly regaining his memory and escaping. He learns of the other riders that came before him,
It's
and
like
they would team up
Dandadan.
together. Although this is only a special, Z-Cross is considered the 10th rider and often represented as a season retroactively. This special marks the final unhinged appearance of Shiro Kazumi, also known as Kamen Rider V3, Joji Yuki, also known as Riderman, and Kazuya Oki, also known as Kamen Rider Super 1.
Sorry, I was laughing at the antenna on his helmet going off the charts. Look at it.
Appearance of Shiro Kazumi, also known as Kamen Rider
Is it okay? Is it supposed to spin? Is it supposed to spin like that? めっちゃなんか揺れてるんだけど、ヘルメットの上の。大丈夫なのかな
V3, Joji Yuki, also known as Riderman, and Kazuya Oki, also known as Kamen Rider Super 1.
It was windy. そう、めっちゃビヨンビヨンしてた。
1987 saw the release of one of the most popular and loved series in the
Oh,
history of the
yeah.
Kamen Rider franchise
I hear about this
in
guy a
Kamen
lot.
Rider Black. This is a
Kamen Rider Black.
legendary entry marked by a dark tone, a gritty look,
Edgy.
and a very emotional story. This
Emo.
show is a drama in the fullest sense.
Oh, of course.
Black introduces
Shadow,
us to
the
Kotaro
rider.
Minami, who is portrayed masterfully by Tetsuo Kurata, and he delivers a heavy and impactful
That shot is so cool. ここのね、ショットめっちゃかっこいい。Wait.
masterfully by Tetsuo Kurata, and he delivers
This, like when he enters the tunnel and his bike is just glowing. なんかバイクの部分だけなんか光ってるのいいですね。That's cool. That's cool. I like that shot.
a heavy and impactful performance where you're gonna feel the agony that he feels during his fight against Shadow Moon and the Gorgon.
Shadow Moon? Wait. Oh, okay.
It was around this time
Naruto.
that the look of Kamen Riders in general started to change a little bit. The helmets became a little less bulky, and the armor started looking a little more like armor instead of cloth. The aesthetics here and the tone would remain influential to future iterations of Kamen Rider for years to come.
I like his bike. I want his bike. バイクいいね。バイク欲しい。
In 1988, after the success of Kamen Rider Black, the executives at Toei agreed to go ahead with a sequel entitled Kamen Rider Black
Wow.
RX. In this series,
people like the edge. ブラック人気だったんだ。So we got more. Love the show when I was a kid. Hello, Ultra the Boomer. Hello. Yeah, I got a lot of people saying they like Kamen Rider Black. Or unless you meant like Kamen Rider in general. It's like a horror movie. Yeah. Now I want to watch it.
Toei agreed to go ahead with a sequel entitled Kamen Rider Black RX. In this series, Minami Kotaro returns, and he refuses an offer to join the Crisis Empire. Because of this, he's thrown into the sun, where he would become Kamen Rider Black RX.
He got thrown into the sun? Oh my gosh, this music.
This show is notable for featuring Rider One, which was a red car instead of Kamen Rider's signature motorcycle. And this was also the first show to introduce form switching into the franchise officially.
He's out here karting. Oh my gosh, look at this guy.
1992 was an absolutely packed year for the Kamen Rider franchise.
Oh! The not Shin Kamen Rider. You know, Shin Kamen... Wait. Is this...
1992.
Yeah. So, a lot of confusion. Because, you know, there's Shin Kamen Rider, like the new one. Like the movie. And there's this guy. The real Shin. ねえ、Shin 2ついるからなんか分かりにくいよね。2人いるから。この古い方の新仮面ライダーと、新しい方の、秀明、庵野秀明さんの、新仮面ライダー。Yeah. Yeah, so like sometimes like I mention, you know, liking, you know, Shin Kamen Rider, like the newer one. And then people bring this up, and I'm like, wait, this looks nothing like who I like. He looks so alien-like. めっちゃなんか見た目エイリアンだね。Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, they forgot they named this one. Yeah. Yeah, they were like, let's give him a new look, but he looks kind of scary. Maybe that's a point. 見た目怖い。怖い。ちょっとだけ。
1992 was an absolutely packed year for the Kamen Rider franchise, featuring Shin Kamen Rider Prologue, a film celebrating the 20th anniversary of the franchise. Because this was 20 years later, this film was meant to attract fans of the original series that had now grown into adults, and that's why the film was a lot darker and more violent. Our protagonist here is Shin Kazumatsuri, who is fused with grasshopper DNA against his will, leading him to fight against the Institute of Super Science, or ISS. Shotaro Ishinomori originally planned for him to be called Kamen Rider Gaia, with a more traditional look, but later on they changed this to Kamen Rider Shin and gave him a suit that was more biological and insect-like. Ishinomori himself even appears in this movie as a spy.
I should watch this. I should watch that. This one was actually pretty violent. Yeah, it seems that way. Leg day buff. This movie's a tragedy, by the way. I'm not surprised. I think the movie's free on YouTube. Yo, watch along time? 一緒に見る? YouTube に載ってる? 一緒に見る? Taking note. Kamen Rider. I like the logo.
Also in 1993, we had the release of Kamen Rider on the Super Famicom. This was a game based on the original Kamen Rider series, released 20 years after the show that it's based on. It was a beat-em-up style game, allowing two players to play as Kamen Rider Ichigo and Nigo respectively. This game made it possible for a new generation to experience the universe of the original Kamen Rider series, and you can even play it with a friend.
Ichigo? Nigo? Ultraman?
Rounding out a huge 1993 was Ultraman vs. Kamen Rider, a TV special featuring many clips and interviews with the people involved from both shows, where we have Kamen Rider growing into a giant to fight alongside Ultraman.
This looks fun.
This was a small project, but fans in 1993 welcomed it, and it kept the spirits of these legendary Toku characters alive and well.
Kamen Rider Jay.
Wow, he's green. めっちゃ緑.
1994 was the year of Kamen Rider Jay, the first rider to be able to...
What's up with these letters? He does like the J hand sign. J. Versus, but they're fighting alongside each other. It's like the enemies turned lovers trope. Wait, no, not lovers. Enemies turned partners trope. Yeah. Unless the doujin goes crazy out there. I wouldn't know. The fan fiction? Yeah. Who knows? Maybe there's fan fiction. Ultraman, Kamen Rider fan fiction? Maybe. J for Jumbo? Oh. Wait, let's see. Jay.
1994 was the year of Kamen Rider Jay, the first rider to be able to grow into a giant. Koji
Oh, of
Segawa
course.
is a photographer who was
Naruto?
killed while attempting to protect his little sister named Kana. He's thrown over a cliff and Kana is captured. The Earth
little
Spirits
sister!
resurrect Koji, and he becomes Kamen Rider
Save
Jay,
the
who is
Imoto!
assisted by his aide Barry. Jay is played by Yuta Mochizuki, who also played Geki in Zyuranger.
이모도 다스케나이토. He fights for his sister. What a Chad. Whoa, what is this? Wait, it looks so American.
1995 would live in infamy with Saban's Masked Rider, one of the largest
Is it
blemishes on the resume of Kamen Rider.
I have traveled a vast
What-
distance
what-
from the planet Edenoi.
Wait, what is this? びっくり. 英語の仮面ライダー I don't know. There's an American Kamen Rider, Masked Rider. Wait, I need to see this again. ちょっと待って. Yeah, Masked Rider. アメリカのなんだ. こんなのあったんだ. I don't know.
After the success of Power Rangers during the 90s, Saban and Toei decided to team up in order to bring
what-
Kamen Rider to the English-speaking
What is that freaking? Is that a gremlin?
90s. Saban and Toei decided to team up.
グレムリンズ? Is that not? That's like a knockoff gremlin. バッタモンだねこれ。グレムリンズの。What is this? Yeah, or Furby. Yeah, true. They all look kind of similar in concept. Yeah.
in order to bring Kamen Rider to the English-speaking
God.
world. This resulted in what is widely considered
Gizmo.
to be one of the worst adaptations of all time.
What the-
This show is about an alien named Dax from planet Edenoi who travels to Earth alongside his companion Furbus, who looks like a giant Furby, and he meets a family who are pretty much devoid of personality and acting skills.
Activate!
Nice bell. It looks kind
They
of
tried
plain.
to shove Kamen Rider and a family sitcom together, and it just doesn't work. An unfortunate blemish to the legacy of
Slice of life Kamen Rider. Imagine that. Wait, this looks lit. I kind of want to watch it now. Or maybe it'll be like really bad. I mean, I think that's the point, but like. ちょっと見てみたいかも。Sitcom featuring Kamen Rider. It's tough to track down now, I bet.
Kamen Rider in the West.
Yeah, I'm curious. Right, Nori? Wait, look! What was the stance move?
The legacy of Kamen
Oh,
Rider in the
did it!
West.
Oh my god. Yeah, the Kamen Rider, they were like, okay, never again. No more Kamen Rider in the West. Never again. Alright, what's next? I like this
1998 saw the
music.
release of a Kamen Rider game on a brand new cutting-edge
PlayStation!
system, the PlayStation,
I didn't know there was
allowing
a
fans to
PlayStation game.
experience the original Kamen Rider series all over again.
Wait, the graphics
This
were
was
good.
a fighting game featuring characters and locations
Wow.
that fans of the original series would be really excited to see. The gameplay was nothing revolutionary here, but this was definitely a noteworthy release in the history of Kamen Rider. 1998 was also a year that would go down as a sad one for Kamen Rider fans,
Oh, no.
as we lost Shotaro Ishinomori due to heart failure on January 28,
No!
1998. It
Rest
was
in
unclear
peace.
what would come of the Kamen Rider franchise with the loss of its creator and visionary.
No. And in Heisei. Oh, so that was like the end of the Showa era. Oh, okay. Heisei ni hairimasu. Watching horrible productions is its own joy. I agree, right? Yeah, it's fun in its own way. Yeah, rip Ishinomori sensei. Heisei kita! Yeah, here we go, Heisei. Look at the fire. Kakkoi.
In 2000, Kamen Rider would return inside of the Heisei era with a new
Kuga!
hero, a new legend in Kamen Rider Kuga.
It's another
this
popular
was the
one.
first series in 11
I think.
years.
人気だよね. Oh, they're in a church? 教会? They're burning a church?
The main protagonist in Kuga is Yusuke Godai,
Or I guess
who
the church
finds
got
an ancient
burned.
artifact that allows him to become Kuga in order to battle the Gyorongi, or unidentified life forms. This was the final Kamen Rider season to feature only a single rider, as every season following Kuga would feature multiple
Oh, he's hot.
riders.
이케멘. めっちゃイケメンになったよ.
Kuga would also feature multiple forms that were different color swaps and featured different weapons. And this was also the first season to air alongside
like
a
the
Super
purple.
Sentai season on the
And the
same
sword.
network, leading to Superhero Time. In 2001, Toei released a direct sequel to
Agito.
Kuga titled Kamen Rider Agito. And
That is such a weird way of writing it. 아기토ってこうやって書くんだ. Is that the omega symbol? Agito omega? Is he an omega? Why the omega? I don't know, maybe they'll tell me. Also, police? Ayo?
Kamen Rider Agito. And this show features
That's cool.
4 very different riders.
ライダーが4人. 4 then.
Shoichi becomes Agito, a magic-based rider whose name is Latin for move or keep moving. Makoto becomes G3, a mechanical and technology-based rider who's
Oh.
based off of Kuga and actually puts his suit on.
I like his
Ryo
suit.
is Gills, a biological rider whose armor actually grows from his body.
Oh my god. It Wow, that looks painful. 痛そう. The war cry, man.
And Kaoru is the incredibly cool Another Agito. This was the final Kamen Rider
looks
season to
scary.
feature the Ishinomori style belt design. Also in 2001,
Oh.
the Ishinomori Manga Museum, named after Shotaro Ishinomori, opened in Ishinomaki, Miyagi Prefecture, Japan,
Wait,
to
this-
showcase
this
some
looks
of the
cool.
most culturally significant manga in history and to educate people on an art form that Shotaro Ishinomori himself loved so much. Even though
かっこいい.
Shotaro was gone, his legacy was well remembered, and the franchise he created was headed in an exciting new direction.
Yeah, they picked up.
2002 brought Kamen Rider Yuki, a very popular season,
I haven't heard of
especially
this
amongst
one.
fans that enjoy having a lot of riders.
聞いたことない. Yuki.
Riders travel to the mirror world via reflective surfaces, and these riders compete in the Rider War, a winner-take-all competition where the victor will be granted a single wish.
The holy girl. Seihai Senso. Ayo. Wait, I like battle royales, man. Battle royale は楽しいよね. Wait, they get granted the Kamen Rider Holy Grail War.
Wish.
Ayo, the cards. That's toys that they can sell.
Yuki is known for having a very unique style, and this series has a lot of cool attributes, like being the first season to use cards, and it was also
Yeah.
the first season where riders had a
Cards.
device that activates and announces their abilities and attacks.
They're so marketable. あのカード
This was also the
グッズに
first season to feature villain riders.
できるからね。
It was around this time that the team at Toei started getting more experimental and creative with suit designs, as evidenced by the unique and elaborate helmet
Nice
designs
gun.
showcased within Yuki.
I don't know if I like the cyber aesthetic though, with the like, the visor part has like, it looks like a vent. Yeah, I don't know. Oh my gosh, Archer got summoned. Hello, welcome in. Yeah. Yeah, we're apparently, yeah, the Kamen Rider they're just introducing. Wait, what was it? I already forgot the name. There's so many. But apparently it's like a Holy Grail War style thing. Where they fight for a wish. Oh, Ryuki. Yeah. Ryuki. What do you mean vent? It looks like a knight helmet to me. Oh, really? It looked more like cyborgy to me. I don't know, like the cyber kind of design, but I can see what you're saying. I feel like a knight helmet, the lines, okay. The lines in a knight helmet would go the other way. You know what I mean? Like this is horizontal, but I feel like for a knight, it would go vertical. That's just like what I think when it comes to like aesthetic. Yeah. Fies is cyber design. I guess we'll get there. Is it pronounced Fies? Faisal.
Yuki.
Is Kamen Rider Ryuki. And then... Oh, this
2003
this
was
is
the year
Faizu.
of Kamen Rider
Oh.
Faiz, a show in which Smart
Okay.
Brain Org is trying to take
Sorry,
over the
I couldn't
world
read
with
that.
orphanage.
Sorry, I couldn't read this logo, okay? Like, this looks like SSS. Like SSS Gridman, you know? I thought this was an S, not a 5. これ、5じゃなくて S かと思った。SSS グリッドマンみたいな。Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's a bunch of 5s. But why? Why is it a bunch of 5s? That's not an S? Yeah, I thought it was an S. So I was looking at this and I was like, oh, is this like a Kamen Rider triple S or something? Super S? I don't know. 5.
2003 was the year of Kamen Rider.
Yeah, the katakana didn't come out when I paused on the frame.
Org is trying to take over the world with Orphanox.
Oh my
who
gosh.
Are the next stage of human evolution. They create 3 suits called Rider Gear, which are Phais, Delta, and Kaisa. Our main protagonist in this series is Takumi, who along with his allies would fight against Smart Brain to prevent them from replacing the world with Orphanox.
Oh, the Greek letter phi. Oh, なるほど. Ooh. Yeah, I really like the glow.
Brought with it a dark quality story with excellent acting
Whoa!
and explosive action.
Whoa, shoulder.
With it a dark quality story with
Now this is something you don't see these days. Like in men's fashion, you don't see off-shoulder outfits. Oh, off-shoulder だ。見ないね最近. Oh, I like his hair.
And explosive action. And 2003 was another great year for Kamen Rider.
メンズファッションでは見ない。あんまり。The cards are back.
2004 saw the release of Kamen Rider Blade,
Blade.
a playing card-themed season featuring multiple riders that represented different suits from the card deck.
Ooh, I like his accessories.
Our main protagonist is Kazuma, who becomes Kamen Rider Blade after being ordered along with Sakuya by...
Okay, I don't know if I like his helmet though. The helmet is so like cone-shaped.
Board to fight against creatures Blade after being ordered along with Sakuya by Board to fight against creatures called undead.
形のヘルメットだね. Oh, it's a spade?
This series featured some really cool riders, including Garen, Chalice, Liango, and of course Blade himself. The show featured 2 intros, and the second intro looks cool, and you could tell their focus was just on making it look cool for the audience. But the first intro is genuinely hilarious.
Why is that an apple? Ringo? Also, something I noticed, the Kamen Rider actors are starting to get younger, you know, right? Like they went from like kind of older men playing the Kamen Riders to like young ikemen that might be more popular with the audience. Yeah. なんか若くなってきてるね、俳優さん。昔に比べて。You don't toast with an apple? This reminds me of the Great Gatsby scene, except he's holding an apple. Great Gatsby. Getting all these young idols and making toys. Exactly. They gotta sell the toys.
Was just on making it look cool for the audience.
But
the first intro is genuinely hilarious to me, and it's really unique in its weirdness. Kick that napkin.
Huh?
Kick it.
What's
happening?
happening?
This was the first season to have 2 intros since Skyrider.
Interesting. It's for the housewives like me. True, I'm the target
In
audience.
2005, Toei released Kamen Rider
Hibiki.
This show wasn't even originally designed to be a Kamen Rider series, and in pre-production, many different themes were tossed around, including ninjas and yokai. But when Bandai demanded that the Kamen Rider name be attached to the project in order to sell more toys, the original themes would be dropped, and the character would become an Oni-themed Kamen Rider.
Bandai, make more toys. Production team. Yes, my lord. Oni no theme. 面白いね. Yeah, I really like how flashy the suits look. なんかすごい色が派手ですね。デザインと。
But when Bandai demanded that the Kamen Rider name be attached to the project in order to sell more toys, the original themes would be dropped, and the character would become an Oni-themed Kamen Rider.
Kind of stands out. The shock.
By episode 29, chief producer Shigenori Taketera was fired, and this was unofficially attributed to low ratings and low toy sales.
No, the toys aren't selling. The toys aren't selling. We must sell the toys. おもちゃが売れてなかったのね。それは残念。 No, the ratings. We gotta boost the ratings. What do we do? What do we do,
After
Bandai?
the firing, there was a visible tone shift on the show, and
God.
it began to resemble a more traditional Kamen Rider series.
Okay.
Hibiki introduced a lot of unique
Whoa!
things into the franchise,
I like the
including the fact that
monster.
there are no belts to henshin, and this is the only series with an instrumental theme.
Instrumental theme. Wait, this is the musical rider?
仮面ライダー
Kamen Rider Hibiki っての音楽テーマだったの? Wait, I need to watch it now. Musical rider. Okay, okay. Interesting. Everyone played instruments. Why? Did they show any instruments here? Oh, the taiko. Okay, okay. Taiko ね. Taiko 出てきたね. Okay. 興味ある. I like music. Obviously.
仮面ライダー The First
The Fast.
2005 would continue with Kamen Rider the First. Kamen Rider the First was a modern-day reimagining of Shotaro Ishinomori's classic original series.
Wow, I didn't realize there's so many like quote-unquote remakes. なんかオリジナルの仮面ライダーのなんていうのかなリメイクっぽいシリーズってこんなにたくさんあったって知らなかった。Yeah, Kamen Rider the First.
The first was a modern-day reimagining of Shotaro Ishinomori's classic original series. This movie took some liberties in regards to story, but ultimately serves as a creative and well-made Kamen Rider project that shows a lot of love and respect for the original
Yeah,
series.
when in doubt, go back. Go back to the OG. Oh, かっこいい. Who's this?
2006 was an important year for Kamen Rider,
Kabuto.
as we would be introduced to the very first HD Kamen Rider series in Kamen Rider Kabuto.
The actors are hot again. またイケメン出て
The
きたぞ.
series takes place 7 years after a meteorite hit Shibuya, and shape-shifting creatures known as worms emerged from the
Shibuya,
disaster.
no!
This show added a cast-off feature, giving a unique external layer of armor over the rider's base armor, something completely fresh and new to the franchise.
Okay, okay,
This show is
cool.
notable for having a lot of unique riders with varied story arcs. The main protagonist is named Soji, and he's very unique within the franchise.
They were cooking with this one because kabutomushi, right? You know, the beetle, very, very popular amongst kids. So, you know, they brought back the bug theme. They brought back a popular bug and they cooked, right? カブトムシって子供に人気あるからね。これはいいアイデアだったと思う。Yeah, beetles are super popular. Yeah, so I think this was a good move. I always see this bug in anime. Yeah, because they're popular. They're like the bug that, you know, I guess like young boys like to go out into the forest and catch, you know? Yeah, and beetle fighting, yeah!
Arcs. The main protagonist is named Soji, and he's very unique
Look
within
at his
the
anime
franchise
hair.
due to being extremely arrogant most of the time.
Wait, I love arrogant characters.
Kabuto is also very unique due to its
Ooh.
food and culinary focus.
Make me hungry. お腹空いちゃう。美味しそうだった。That looked really good. Whoa,
2007
trains?
would bring with it an absolute cultural phenomenon within Japan in
Denno!
Kamen Rider Denno. Ryotaro is a huge wimp until he's possessed by the Taros, because they imbue their own personality unto him and even change his non-henshin look.
Dude, the aura.
Ryotaro
aura.
travels with Hana and the Taros through time on the Denliner to fight against evil images.
Denliner.
And they also encounter Kamen Rider Zeronos.
Wait, this looks lit.
Takeru Sato, who plays Ryotaro, claims that the reason for the show's success was the comedic timing. Because the show was so successful, it would lead to a mountain of revenue for Toei
Nice.
and more crossovers than any other Kamen Rider series in history.
Oh, that's why it's popular. 面白そう
Any other
で
Kamen
も。
Rider series in history.
Wait, so there's a train theme going on? Is there? See how it was a Momo opening up for Momotaro? Wait, where? Really? Here? Wait, let me check.
Takeru Sato, who plays Ryotaro, claims that the
On his
reason
mask?
for the show's success
Oh.
was the comedic timing. Because the show was so successful, it would lead to a mountain of revenue for Toei and
Oh,
more
even earlier?
crossovers
Oh, well.
than any other Kamen Rider series in history.
I didn't know. I didn't notice that. Momotaro ね. Okay. interesting. Dayon, I had to hide watching this. Why did you have to hide it? めっちゃ人気作品ですね。Dayon のことすごいなんか聞くけど見たことない。Dayon means king of trains. Yeah, trains are another like kind of popular thing, right, in Japan because there's like a lot of train otaku. なんか電車オタクって多いですよね、日本。だからまあ電車のテーマって結構いいアイデアだと思う。Time travel too. That's also cool. It has 9 movies? Oh my god. Bro, I need to watch that. No. Take note. Zeronos's actor was in Hibiki too. Oh, nice. I like how they reuse actors. Like they bring them back. Nice hair, nice hair. I like the hair. The anime hair. Alright, what's next? This looks like the OG again. Original? Wait, is this the girl? The
Following
lantern?
on the heels of Kamen Rider the First,
The lantern
2007 would continue the anniversary celebration that the first started
V3?
with the release of Kamen Rider the Next, a reimagining of Kamen Rider V3 with a much darker and more intense tone, featuring horror themes.
Whoa! Thank God they like brought this guy back and fixed his mask of it. V3 がなんかかっこよくなってるよ。オリジナルに比べて。オリジナルだとなんか紙っぽいヘルメットだったからね。His helmet's improved. Yeah, this looks so much cooler. Now this is how you do his mask. Yeah, this is how he should have been done. And they made him edgy. Yo. Okay, cool.
Anniversary celebration that the first started with the release of Kamen Rider the Next, a reimagining of Kamen Rider V3 with a much darker and more intense tone, featuring horror themes.
So it's like Shin
the Next,
V3.
this movie introduced these characters to a new generation and put them in an interesting premise set in the Heisei era. Subaraya Productions actually helped with visual effects for this movie.
The colors
and they
are
of course known for being the makers of Ultraman.
Desaturated. Whoa! Let's go!
2008 was the year that Kamen Rider would take on a campy
Oh my
vampire
God!
theme with Kamen Rider Kiba. The tagline for this series was "Wake up, break the chains of destiny." This show takes place across
Violin
two time
出たぞ。
frames simultaneously, being 1986 and 2008, allowing the audience to experience the cause and effect of certain story beats.
Oh my god, look at him! Dude, I need to watch this! His
Our
fashion.
soft-spoken protagonist
I love his fashion too. It's like the scarf and the skin tight like t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt. Yeah, dude, I need to see this. This is for me. Dude, I want that man's drip. Yeah, look at him, and he actually sounds really good on the violin too. Violin mo sugoi kakkoi. The random lady on the back, the print. Yeah, no, I love it. I love it so much. One of his boots are made of metal. Really? Kiba and his overly heavy leg? What? How does he walk in that? Of course he sounds good. They make it sound good in the pose. Yeah, what I heard is that he had to learn how to look like he's playing violin, right? Or did he actually learn how to play? I don't remember. Yeah. No, it sounds all good though. I appreciate that they put work into that. You know what I mean? Yeah. They made violin look cool.
Our soft-spoken protagonist is Wataru, an introvert who's a human and Fengar hybrid, and this is actually a huge part of the plot, where we would explore Wataru's family history and his place within the hierarchy of the...
Whoa! Oh, we're still on it? Okay. We're still... I didn't know we were still on Kiba. What the... Oh, the chains running through his veins? What the heck?
His family history and his place within the hierarchy of the Fengar
The way
species.
he grips the violin. Big dragon. Oh my god, what the? Huh?
This show introduced some really unique elements to the franchise,
Architecture,
featuring
I guess.
Wataru's ghostly allies called the Arms Monsters, who provide Kiva with power-ups and live in a building that turns into a dragon. This show also introduced us to Kibat, a bat that bites Wataru's hand to facilitate his henshin.
Bites
Although
him.
Kiva failed to achieve the same levels of success as Deno, this show introduced fans to some fresh and interesting new things
This
that
is
had
so
never
cool.
been seen before within the Kamen Rider franchise.
Bro, I need to watch Kiva. One of the characters here is a third rider in build, and he still looks the same 9 years later. Dude, bro doesn't age. Those chains are too heavy. That's crazy. I like that. I like the special effects. for the movie, I think. Oh, is that where he tries to learn how to play violin? Oh. No, I don't think the actor really plays violin. That clearly looked like it was like he was making the motions and like, you know, there was a backing track synced, you know what I mean? But I'm saying that the execution looked nice. Yeah.
Going into 2009,
the building!
no Rider fan knew just how...
The building! 비르가! What happened to the building? Bro, he just blew it up!
Going into 2009, no Rider fan knew just how huge it would end up being, with several awesome projects to keep the fanbase happy. One of which was Kamen Rider Jay, a TV special meant to celebrate the 50th anniversary of TV Asahi, as well as promote Kamen Rider Decade. This special followed Goro, a sommelier who henshins into Kamen Rider Jay as he takes on the organization's shade. Kamen Rider Jay is a wine-themed rider who literally uses a wine bottle and corkscrew to henshin, and he even has a sword with a corkscrew attached to it.
How is this for kids?
This special is often overlooked, but it brought the fandom something incredibly unique with a wine-themed rider, and was just one part of what would be a great year for Kamen Rider.
ワイン子供に見せてもいいの? Is it supposed to make the kids go like, whoa, I want to become an adult so I could drink wine? I don't know. ワインで使う道具が武器なのも好きだ。そうそう。面白そう。Yeah, the corkscrew. スマップというアイドルグループの企画で作られた作品。スマップ知ってる。あんまりよく知らないけど、なんかテレビでよく見たスマップ。Starting alcoholism very early. Yeah, I'm like, can you show this to kids? こんなワインのテーマのもの子供に見せてもいいのかな？この大人ってワイン飲めるからかっこいいって思うのかな？多分。One day, Emuri Kiva violin cover. One day, I gotta watch Kiva. 深夜に放送されたから、じゃあ OK だね。大人向けですね。It was aired apparently late night, so that means it was more geared towards adults, I guess. Yeah.
With a wine-themed rider, and was just one part of what would be a great year for Kamen Rider.
Decade.
In 2009, we of course got Kamen Rider Decade, an anniversary season celebrating 10 years of the Heisei era. This show had two catchphrases. One is connect everything by destroying everything, and Heisei Rider 10 years early. Although the show only had 31 episodes, it was stuffed full of fan service and was focused primarily on making longtime fans happy.
Decade sounds so OP. 強そう. Yeah, he can use like anything,
the show
right?
Exists amongst the larger Riderverse, where our main protagonist named Tsukasa, also known as the Destroyer of Worlds, henshins into Kamen Rider Decade, and he travels to the universes of other Heisei era riders as they are converging into one. He can even henshin into other riders from the Heisei era.
Dude, he seems so
Although
overpowered.
Decade was a shorter season, the impact of the show was undeniable, as Decade would be featured in many crossover projects over the years.
I like the color of the suit. Whoa.
2009 also brought a huge team-up movie in Kamen Rider Decade, All Riders vs. Daishocker. This project served as the official movie adaptation of Decade.
Everyone's assembled.
That gave the audience some additional context about Tsukasa and featured a team-up of every rider from the history of the franchise up to this point.
Yo! That's hype!
In addition to all of the henshin riders throughout history, this movie also featured the nostalgic appearances of Tetsuo Kurata as Kotaro Minami,
That's
or
a lot
Kamen
of fog.
Rider Black, and Toshiki Kashu as Shoichi Sugami, or Kamen Rider Phase, as well as tons of classic villains from the franchise.
Ooh. Oh, that's a cool transformation.
When this movie released in theaters, it actually beat Harry Potter in the box office, earning over 2 billion yen. Making it a huge success for Toei commercially and a memorable part of 2009.
Dude, I feel like I gotta watch the entire Heisei era to watch Decade. I know I probably don't have to, but the references, you know? じゃあ、なるほど。Decade を見たければ平成全部見なきゃいけないってこと。全部見ないと。 My first unknowing exposure to Rider. Oh, Dragon Knight. Name's also Dragon King. Oh, is this American? アメリカのなの? This time America did Kamen Rider good. Ayo? Ayo? Wait, I didn't know. Okay, let's see.
Also in 2009, Kamen Rider would have
Oh my
another
God.
chance at winning over Western fans
English
with a
jump
new
scare.
American adaptation titled Kamen Rider Dragon Knight.
Oh, it is
Using
American.
footage from Kamen Rider Yuki, this show aired on the CW television network during its CW for Kids programming block, but it was ultimately canceled before the final 2 episodes aired on TV.
Kamen Rider.
It got canceled? キャンセルされたの? Wait, what happens at the end then? Do we not know? Kamen Rider.
Producer Aki Komine
Was that a limo in the back? No, it's not. Oh, it's just car, but the American aesthetic. It's American
Producer
car.
Aki Komine convinced
Perhaps.
Toei to let him make a pilot for an American adaptation
Sedan,
of Kamen
yeah.
Rider in the same style of Power Rangers.
Oh, ew!
And ultimately,
I
Ryuki
hate
was
that.
chosen for the adaptation due to the large
monster.
quantity of riders and the fact that Ryuki has a female rider. Despite the show's
Oh.
cancellation, Dragon Knight actually won a Daytime Emmy Award for stunt coordination.
Oh, wow.
And it's remembered mostly positively by the community.
Okay. Yeah, at least American, Kamen Rider had a bit of a comeback. Yeah. It was good enough to get dubbed in Japanese and Japan only novels. Wow. Has a cult following. Failed at the time, but has a massive cult following now. Okay, so good reception. Compared to what was the other Kamen Rider that aired in America? All right, what is this? Emuri dayon. Am I interrupting? Well, too bad. Did you know that only like 4% of you guys are subscribed? I would appreciate if you guys subscribe because it would bring me great joy and motivation. Yeah, please subscribe. Thank you. Kamen Climax Heroes. Oh, game? Gameですね.
There was also a Kamen Rider game released in 2009 that would lead to quite a few sequels and spin-offs, Kamen Rider Climax Heroes on PlayStation 2. This was a Kamen Rider fighting game commemorating 10 years of the Heisei era and featuring all of the primary Heisei riders up to this point. This game series has become extremely popular in the fandom, and it was another thing that made 2009 such an awesome year for Kamen Rider. But it wouldn't be the last.
The fighting in a church again! What's up with fighting in churches? Ooh, the music!
Also
Groovy.
releasing in 2009, a fresh take on the Kamen Rider formula, Double is a detective show featuring 2 people that share the same rider body. Hence the name
Whoa!
Double. The catchphrases for the show
Double.
were,
Oh.
"We are the 2-in-1 Kamen Rider," and "This clinches it."
Wait, that actor on the right really looks like he's got the Michi aesthetic. I feel like from Gaim. I thought it was Michi for a second. Oh, 一瞬ミッチーかと思ったガイムの。なんか似てるよ。Wait, that's a cool concept. They share the same body. Wait, what the?
Double is a detective show featuring 2 people that share
Detective.
the
That's
same
so
rider
cool.
body. Hence the name Double. The
Tante.
catchphrases for the show were, "We are the 2-in-1 Kamen Rider," and "This clinches it."
Conan by
Double
Kamen
uses
Rider.
Gaia memory sticks to swap left and right side forms
Not really, but
that also provide him with different color
Conan's
combinations.
popular, right? Oh!
Shotaro is what I like to call a detective's detective. He considers himself hard-boiled, although he gets called half-boiled through a lot
Wait,
of the
is this
show,
BL?
something he's not a huge fan of. He's one stylish dude, and his
Wait, hard boiled? これ BL っぽいところあるのかな? Yeah, a little. Oh, okay. This has my interest. Also, I just saw that like golden looking monster in front of it. Oh, there's some BL shit.
through a lot of the show, something he's not a huge fan of. He's one stylish dude, and his surname Hidari means left, as he becomes the left side of Double's body.
Left.
He constantly struggles to
I like
live
the
up
hand
to
signs.
his dead mentor's legacy, whose daughter Akiko becomes his landlady, and she has the personality of a young child.
You need the cool hand sign.
それってガイアメモリー
Then we have Philip.
memory.
He's the right side, and he searches for useful
The right
information
side.
and does a lot of research involving keywords.
Dude, he looks
to
like
solve
Michi.
cases. He's definitely not what he seems,
Well, Michi
and his
comes
story
after,
has an excellent
but-
twist. Kamen Rider Double featured some excellent lead protagonists that are very easy to root for.
この日を待っていた
Everything reminds me
The
of him,
show
chat.
also features Ryu, also known as Excel,
Michi.
who's a cool rider that's based around speed, and he eventually falls in love with Akiko. We also have Museum, one of the most memorable and interesting evil organizations in the history of Toku.
Ah, yes, the evil old man with the glasses.
This show has several loving nods to the creator of Kamen Rider, Shotaro Ishinomori, including Shotaro Hidari having the same name, the green and black color scheme reminiscent of the Showa era, and Kamen Rider Skull, a reference to the Skullman manga that Ishinomori created so many years prior.
Oh, Skull!
This was the first Kamen Rider
それがハードボイルだ。The pause. What a silly guy.
series to use the term Kamen Rider in English letters on the logo and in marketing, because before this it was always Masked Rider. Double will always be remembered as a cool, fresh, and well-written entry into the franchise.
Cool. I want to watch it now. What? Oh my gosh. Patsu? What's going on? 何が起こってる?
2010 brought us Eiji, also known as Kamen Rider Oz, a nomad with a tragic past who dresses like a hobo and has a not-so-secret...
Not the hobo! The hobo trope! The Ikemen hobo trope! I was telling Husbando about this. Why is the Ikemen hobo trope so popular? Dude, Ikemen hobos are so popular. Like, look at G-Quacks. Look at Shuji. And also even Gabu, right? Shoma's pretty much one too. I want his bohemian style. Commentator Safu, he has a magnificent drip. The hobo aesthetic goes hard. It's so popular. Always have underwear for tomorrow. Alright, let's see. Let him cook, let him cook.
Oz, a nomad with a tragic past who dresses like a hobo and has a not-so-secret obsession with underwear.
Wait. He collects Pantsu? No, wait, this is so base. He's so base. Wait a minute. I can agree with a Pantsu enjoyer. I find a Pantsu enjoyer agreeable. The pattern on that.
Eiji encounters Ankh, the arm of a greed, which is a creature made of metals that feed on the desires of humans. Played by Ryosuke Miura,
his
who
hair.
also played on a show called Caesar X, and the charisma and the interactions between Eiji and Ankh would be a standout of the season.
Dude, his hair was insane. Whoa! What the?
Our two leads encounter Kogami-san, who assists them by providing various resources and equipment, but clearly he has ulterior motives, and this guy also loves to say Happy Birthday. Kamen Rider Oz also features Kamen Rider Birth, an incredibly unique rider with multiple users, who's themed around capsule toys.
Happy birthday! Does he sing the whole song? Or, whoa, that transformation's cool.
One thing that's really unique about Oz is that he's able to mix and match metals to combine different forms, but he becomes really cool and powerful when he combines 3 of the same type, like Tajador.
I like how red he is.
This show is critically and commercially successful, and Oz would continue the streak of excellent Kamen Rider seasons at the time.
Nice villain squad, nice. Looks very edgy. Oh my god, the whole gang is here again! Everyone's here.
2011 would see the release of a huge team-up movie in Oz, Dino, All Riders, Let's Go Kamen Riders.
Let's Go Kamen Riders!
This movie, of course, featured Oz and Dino, but it also featured the double riders of the original...
Wait, whose arm is that that's floating?
This movie, of course, featured...
What? Someone's arm is floating. Was there... Did they mention a rider that can take off his arm? I might be misremembering. Yeah. Interesting.
Featured Oz and Dino, but it also featured the double riders of the original Kamen Rider series, plus all of the other riders throughout history.
Dude, his hair, dude!
Original Kamen Rider series.
I can't get
plus
over
all
it.
Of the other riders throughout history.
I can't get over his hair. Oh, that's his helper and Oz and his BF. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. That's Ankh. Is that how you pronounce it? Ankh. He possesses people, but normally he's an arm. Oh, the arm is from the crazy hair guy. No. Okay, gotcha. Wait till 4's the real team is up and coming. Okay, real team up is coming. We shall see. Ooh.
Serving as a celebration commemorating the 40th anniversary of the franchise and the 60th anniversary of Toei Company, this movie continued the tradition of fan service and crossovers within the franchise.
We love fan
The
service!
fandom was also treated to some nostalgic appearances
Spacesuit.
from other non-Rider Toku characters like Kikaider, Inazuman, and
Eh?
Zubat, and a cool new form from O's
Oh.
using the Imogen and Shocker medals.
Damashi!
Appropriately, the catchphrase for the movie is "Oh the world, these are Japan's heroes." Due to the large
that's
amount
cool.
of legendary heroes featured here, and this movie served as a great showcase of the Kamen Rider franchise to new fans.
Nice! Wait, I gotta watch the movies. 映画見ないと. Wait,
Later on in 2011, we were introduced to one of the most unique and fresh Kamen Rider
Dude, I don't know. I'm trying to like it. I'm trying to like his suit, but I can't get
Later
over
on in 2011,
the cone head. He's a spaceship. Oh, he's supposed to look like a rocket. Oh, なんかロケットの形してるのかな。なるほど。Friendship boy. Okay. I'll let it cook. Let's see. It grows on you. I bet. It's probably like
Later on in
X-Aid.
2011, we were introduced to one of the most unique and fresh Kamen Rider seasons
he is a
of all
rocket.
time
You're right.
in Kamen Rider Foze.
Kamen Rider Pose.
A 40th anniversary
Oh.
project
His
themed
voice is
around
hot.
space and centered around the Kamen Rider Club of Amanogawa High School.
声がイケメン。
Our main protagonist is Gintaro,
Oh, that's him?
an eccentric and charismatic new student who
Not the hair.
recently transferred and is determined to be everyone's friend.
Jojo? Yeah, not the pompadour. I see. He's goofy. Okay. Let's see. He's very interesting so far.
New student who recently transferred and is determined to be everyone's friend.
The delinquent aesthetic. Oh, okay. Well, he needs a comb.
Yuki is Gintaro's childhood friend,
Oh, God.
and she is
He
just
has it
as
all.
quirky and fun on screen as Gintaro.
He has it all.
Making for an excellent cast that portray their characters with enthusiasm. This season took a lot of risks in regard to theming
Yeah, he's
and
a himbo.
style, but it resulted in a very memorable season that was consistently entertaining and really fun in general.
Okay, this looks fun. Yeah, you're right. 楽しそう.
Nintendo DS に集結
Nintendo DS! Let's go!
全てのライダーが登場
Oh my
Also
god,
released in
I need this game.
2011 was the game All Kamen Rider Rider Generation for the Nintendo DS system. This was a fun arcade-style beat-em-up game that also received a sequel later.
欲しいし.
In 2012, the franchise would go in yet another new direction
Wizard!
with Wizard, a magic and fantasy-themed Rider season with quite a bit of comedy and charm added on top of the Kamen Rider formula. The main protagonist for the
Okay,
season
that's
is
cool.
named Haruto, and he uses rings of different elements to hench into Kamen Rider Wizard.
I like the magic circles. Yeah, those are always cool. You can do a lot of cool effects with those.
This series also Naruto, and he uses rings of different elements to hench into Kamen Rider Wizard. This series also
I like the
featured
fashion.
an incredibly likable secondary hero with a cool suit in the mayonnaise-obsessed Kosuke, also
Mayonnaise?
known as Kamen Rider Beast.
Ooh.
This season also features a lot of quirky comedy, mostly delivered by Shunpei. Although this series didn't quite reach the same height as the previous few seasons, Wizard's
Wingardium Leviosa! He puts mayonnaise on everything, including donuts. You gotta be kidding me. Not the mayonnaise obsession.
Wizard's uniqueness created new possibilities for what could be featured in Kamen Rider.
Nice colors. Oh! I've seen this guy before, I think. Feel like I've seen that guy before, yeah.
2012 also
どっ
marked
かで
the
見たことある。
10th anniversary of TV Asahi's Superhero Time TV block, and to celebrate, Toei released Kamen Rider and Super Sentai Superhero Taisen, a crossover film featuring the company's two most famous
めっちゃいる!
franchises.
There's so many!
スーパー戦隊の力もな
Oh my
This movie
god!
focuses primarily on Decade, Foze,
Oh.
Oz,
That's why. だから見たことある。Yeah, okay. All the warriors. Where's Dragon Ranger? True. Is he here? The true end game. Yeah. Here we go. Go Kiger.
This movie
Super
focuses
Sentai.
primarily on Decade, Foze, Oz, Go-Busters, and Go-Kaiger, but the vast majority of
Go-Kaiger,
riders
sorry.
and rangers throughout history are featured here. In this film, Captain Marvelous leads the Dai Zangyak fleet against all Kamen Riders, while Kamen Rider Decade leads Dai Shocker against all Sentais. This movie brought the stakes and intrigue of a heavyweight fight to the big screen
Super
in
Sentai
a
見たこ
love
とない
letter to both
Emuri.
Kamen Rider and Super Sentai.
I haven't seen Super Sentai. I mean, I'm aware of it, but I haven't really watched it. Yeah, my goat! Gaimu! Gaimu! Wow! Don't say, what was it? Don't say no, just live more. Don't say no, just live more. It's the Madoka! It's the Madoka Kamen Rider! Fruits! Wow!
2013 would continue the trend of wild and fresh ideas being implemented into the Kamen Rider formula.
I like the horse.
With the much-loved and very unique season,
Ooh.
Kamen Rider Gaim. This show features dancing fruit samurai, which might sound childish on surface level, but this show actually has a surprisingly dark tone at times, with a lot of depth and weight to the story. In the universe of
My
Gaim,
boy.
reality has become almost
Where's Michi?
unbearably hard and depressing for most people, so dance troops are formed to liven up the community, and one of these troops is called Gaim. Kota is our main protagonist
I forgot
who
they
becomes
dance.
Kamen Rider Gaim, and he displays a charisma and relatability
I just felt this
that
guy on
makes it very
stream.
easy to root for him.
配信で組み立てたばっかり。うん。The Figurize Standard? うん。Figurize スタンダードのキットを組み立てたばっかり。Look at him!
This show was another treat
I
for
like the
fans
lock
of
scenes.
rider versus rider battles and infighting. And Gaim is generally remembered very fondly by most of the community, and it would be impossible to tell the story of Kamen Rider without Gaim.
Yeah, it kind of gets referenced a lot later, right? I heard, like, Kota.
2013 would also deliver another fun-filled and action-packed team-up movie in Kamen Rider and Super Sentai and Space
More
Sheriff Superhero
crossovers!
Tyson Zeto. This was a sequel to the Superhero Tyson movie with the new addition of the Metal Heroes franchise.
They really like the crossovers. Yep. They're fun, though. They're hype. The kids go wild.
This movie features heroes from the three major Toei franchises on screen together to fight against the emerging Space Shocker in a thrilling and nostalgic
I love their hair.
celebration of Kamen Rider and all of Toei.
髪型が好き。Ooh. バトライドウォー。
仮面ライダー
In 2013, Toei and
Oh, it's a
Bandai
game?
Namco released a game titled Kamen Rider Bat Ride War for the PlayStation 3.
Okay,
this game is
okay.
considered a hack and slash style game and features every Heisei rider up until Wizard. This game lets you take on large groups of enemies at a time during battle scenarios designed to
The
make
graphics
you
look
feel
good
like
again.
a powerful Kamen Rider. The success of this game would lead to several sequels over the
一
years.
瞬実写かと思った。I really thought it was live action for a second. The live. Hey yo!
2014 would see the release of Kamen Rider
Racing!
Drive, a car and police-focused season. Shinosuke
Car
is an
chases!
officer that was demoted into the
Deja
Special
vu.
Investigation Division, where he investigates slowdown and fight against the Roid Muse.
イニシャル D. Wait, that's cool.
He henshins into Kamen Rider Drive using Belto-san and drives around in a stylish red car.
The hand sign.
Takahito Omori, one of the producers of the show, called it a tribute to Knight Rider,
Is
a
Banger
car-focused
opening?
show from the 1980s.
Speed. Wait, this looks
The
lit.
theme song for this season is sung by Mitsuru Matsuoka, who also played Kamen Rider Eternal in Double.
Oh.
Drive was a well-written and much liked season that added to the Kamen Rider legacy in a positive way and kept the fandom entertained in 2014.
2014. So this is pretty recent. Yeah. Oh, here it is.
2015
Ghost.
was a bit of a slow year for Kamen Rider, with
Ghost.
the only project of note being Kamen Rider Ghost. This series used themes revolving around the afterlife as our main protagonist
Oh.
Takeru searches for the icons that will prevent his permanent death.
Go 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 Ghost. I like. Okay, I like his belt, but the rest of the suit design, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, especially with like the hoodie. Where everyone hate goes, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm just judging off the suit design. Yeah. I like his belt though. I really like the belt. I like the opening for Ghost. Dude, we need to do a watch along where I just like go through all the openings. For sure, for sure. I don't know, I just like the eyeball. I don't like the
designs
hoodie.
of the season feature bold colors, elaborate helmet ornamentation, and hoodies, a look that I appreciate even today.
He likes it? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm a hoodie hater. As of now, I don't know. Maybe if I watch a show, it'll grow on me. You know, as with a lot of things do. フードみんなどう思う？エムリはまあ一瞬見たところまあそんなに好きじゃないけど、ちゃんとシリーズ見れば好きになるかもしれない。I don't know. でもベルトのデザインは好きだよ。Yeah, I do like the belt.
Ornamentation and hoodies, a look that
transparency,
I appreciate
I guess.
even today.
I like the aesthetic. Oh, wait a minute. X-Aid. That's X-Aid, right? Why he look like that?
2016 saw the introduction of one of the most bold, colorful, and fun rider series of all time in Kamen Rider X-Aid. Celebrating the 45th anniversary of Kamen Rider,
thought it was a game
this
for a
is a
second.
show that takes place mostly in a
Oh my
hospital
gosh, the hair.
and focuses on a group of gaming doctors that battle against the Bugsters.
He's
This
so
cast
small.
is loaded with charm and personality,
Chai.
especially our main protagonist, Emu.
Chibi!
Kamen Rider.
Oh my
The
god!
suits have a really unique anime look, and almost everything has a look that you could perhaps best describe as being part anime and part retro gaming. It might sound like a strange combination, but it works really well. And the aesthetic of X-Aid
Ooh, nah, that I like this color variation. このカバリ好き.
really well. And the aesthetic
Purple
of
Game
X-Aid
Boy look?
makes the show an incredibly memorable entry into the franchise.
The chibi form, though. Whoa, who's this?
In 2016, the Kamen Rider fandom was also
Amazons?
treated to a new Rider series for adults.
Amazon's
called
back?
Amazons, based on the
Amazon came back! Amazon 戻ってきたの? Amazons! They're like, man, that show was too short, let's bring it back. This guy.
was also treated to a new Rider series for adults called Amazons,
For adults.
based on the classic Kamen Rider Amazon
Ooh,
and
bloody.
streaming on Amazon Prime Video. This show featured
Sorry. オチが Amazon プライムビデオでも見れるシリーズ。まあ、そりゃそうだよね。Of course you can watch on Amazon Prime Video. Got him. Oh my gosh, you weren't joking, dog. You weren't joking. Yeah, it actually did end up on Amazon. Justice has been served. No one expects Amazons on Amazon. Oh my gosh, Giga, no way. Did someone say Prime? My good people, have you heard of Twitch Prime? Did you know that by linking your Amazon Prime account with your Twitch, you can get a monthly sub to any Twitch channel for free? But wait, there's more! Did you know that you can also get free gifts for having Twitch Prime? Skins, in-game loot, you name it. What are you waiting for? Subscribe with Twitch Prime today! Subscribe to my channel with Twitch Prime today! Just in time for Prime Day? Oh my gosh, you're right. It is Prime Day. I gotta go buy a few things. I see what you did. I almost thought I had to ban you. Bro, start spamming. It wasn't spam though. That's so funny. Pull the trigger. No, Giga's innocent. He's just advertising for me. Sort of. Emuri dayon! Did you know that the clips here are all taken from my streams? So if you like to catch me real time or see everything, be sure to subscribe to my main channel! Please and thank you! Now sit back and enjoy the rest of the video!
classic Kamen Rider Amazon and streaming on Amazon Prime Video. This show featured a distinctively more violent style compared with the mainline series, something that this show shares with the original. In fact, there's a lot of things in the show that I just can't show you on YouTube, because if I did, Kane Janai. This show featured...
Kane Janai! Demonetized! そんなにアダルトなの？ちょっと見てみたいね。I'm very, very interested. So maybe I could skip OG Amazon and just watch this one? Maybe? I don't know.
Kane Janai.
Kane Janai.
This show featured only 12 episodes, but would get renewed for a second season. This series brought new attention to the classic Kamen Rider Amazon series, as well as attention to the Kamen Rider franchise as a whole, due to how prevalent Amazon Prime Video is throughout the world.
そんなにエグいんだ。Oh, good marketing strategy, putting on Amazon Prime Video.
2017 saw the debut of a cool new science and math themed rider in Kamen
Whoa,
Rider
this
Build.
nerd! Look at this
After an item
nerd!
called the Pandora's Box was discovered on Mars, there was
Wait, プラモっぽくない? That kind of looks like a plamo, not gonna
Kamen
lie.
Rider Build.
Like the
After
runners?
an item called the Pandora's Box was discovered on Mars, there was an event called the Skywall disaster that split Japan into 3 warring territories.
That's why it's called Build!
Hoto, Hokuto, and Seto.
だから
And this
ビルドね。
also created monsters called Smash. In order to deal with the fallout of this event and to defeat Smash, the Toto government enlists help from our main protagonist, Sento. Sento is unquestionably a genius who hinges into Kamen Rider Build.
Hey yo, Build will never escape the BL allegations. That just makes me more interested. The true goat of Heisei. It's near the end of Heisei too, right? Maybe there's one more? Yeah. That nerd is me? Hey, I never said I dislike nerds. I just like, I just like making fun of them, Haha, nerd, but I don't dislike them, It's like making fun of you like affectionately. Oh, second to last. Wow.
Sento is unquestionably a genius who hinges into Kamen Rider Build.
天才.
This series also features Ryuga, also known as Crossy,
どう見
as
て
a
もプラモ。
captivating secondary rider with a well-written story,
魂が燃える.
as well as
Ooh.
Iboruto, an alien that wants to assimilate all of humanity. Due to Build's unique
Aliens.
world building, interesting characters, and great story, this show has remained as one of the
you
most
just take a
loved and
soul?
well-remembered series in Kamen Rider history.
魂奪われた. Gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. Is this the last one of Heisei? Heisei no 最後?
2018 brought us the final season of the Heisei era
Yeah.
and the first anniversary season since Decade 10 years prior
Gyo.
in Kamen Rider Jay. This year's show is themed around time and time travel. Our main protagonist
Whoa.
Sogo is destined to become Oma King Jay, a ruthless tyrant of the future. To prevent this,
I like his
Gaze
mask.
goes back in time to kill Jay, but a woman named Tsukuyomi has also gone back to protect Sogo.
Ooh, time travel shenanigans.
As this is an anniversary season, we're treated to a lot of throwback riders and various crossovers that longtime fans will
Whoa.
appreciate, including grotesque versions of the riders that oppose our heroes.
Grotesque? 面白そう.
Jio was a love
I like
letter
the
of the
belts.
season written to the Kamen Rider franchise as a whole.
Nice special effects. The letters. Oh boy! Are we getting into
Before
Reiwa?
the Heisei era officially came to a close, Toei
Oh, okay,
released
one
Heisei
more.
Generations Forever, a huge celebration of the entire Heisei era meant to appeal to fans both young and old. This movie is stuffed with fan service related to every one of the Heisei riders, and they each get a healthy amount of time to shine.
Always gotta end with the fansai, fansai で終わらないとね. この映画はマジでいい.
The entirety of the
本当?
Heisei era leads up to
Gaime!
this point in a triumphant and thrilling climax,
Excellent.
and this project marks the final Rider project before the next era.
おー。見ないと.
2019
Zero
brought with it the
One!
Reiwa era in Kamen Rider
Dude,
01.
I love how he glows. I could already hear the opening. 01, 01, 01. TM Revolution. 01, 01.
2019 brought
Dude, I really like his suit. やっぱりスーツかっこいいよね. Great way to start the Reiwa era.
with it the Reiwa era in Kamen Rider 01. This show follows Aruto Hiden, who is a
Aruto.
comedian that
Janaito.
inherits a company called Hiden Intelligence from his grandfather. Hiden Intelligence makes human gears, which are AI-powered robots that resemble humans.
I like the plot in the show a lot.
Eventually, Aruto encounters MetsubouJinrai.net, who are rogue human gears led by Kamen Rider Horobi, and they intend to bring about the extinction of humans by hacking and corrupting other human gears.
私は技術顧問の刃優愛
I really like the I really like the whole like discussion with like how AI, like the AI ethics and stuff, like how AI human gear should be treated. Yeah, it was interesting. It was really interesting. ストーリーが面白かった。
This show features Yaiba and Fua from the organization AIMS,
Chikai,
also
they're
known
so
as
close.
Kamen Riders Valkyrie and Vulcan, and their goals aren't always the same as Aruto's or even each other's, leading to a really interesting story with explosive conflict.
A jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
This show asks if AI is a good or bad thing.
Yeah,
a question
yeah.
that's increasingly more relevant in today's world.
It's really
and we would come to
interesting.
discover that there isn't necessarily a clear black and white answer to this. Zero One featured a collection of amazingly detailed and dynamic-looking suit designs, as well as action that I consider very anime-like in general. This is a season that's a treat for the eyes. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, the production of this series was cut short toward the end, resulting in a rushed final act of Zero One and a change in tone for the next franchise entry.
ねえ、まあコロナでいろいろあったよね。Yeah, Zero One suit was such a clean design, right? Yeah. The highlighter yellow. Oh, Saber. I don't think I've seen any of Saber. Saber 見たことない。
For the next franchise entry.
Yeah, I missed out on Saber.
In 2020,
Dragons!
after the pandemic, with Zero One's production being cut short and most people staying at home, it was decided that the next Kamen Rider season would have a warmer and more lighthearted tone. This resulted in 2020's Kamen Rider Saber, a fun and whimsical take on the Kamen Rider formula that features a more lighthearted tone and even an outro dance number, which was a first of the franchise. Our main protagonist is a novelist named Homa, who was quite possibly the most stylish rider
Jack
since
and the Beanstalk?
Shotaro Hidari of Kamen Rider Double.
Ayo, tabletop?
2020 was a year where the fans needed some lighthearted fun in their life, and Saber delivered on that.
They brought back, they're like, you know, Gaim had dancing, but they didn't really dance. We should bring back dancing. Do it more. And like, you know, make it happy and stuff. What is this? Oh. Memory of
In
Hero.
2020, we were also treated to a brand new Kamen Rider game
Oh,
for PlayStation
game.
4 and Nintendo Switch called Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes.
Oh.
This game features Zero One teaming up with Double and O's in an original new Kamen Rider adventure that allowed
Is this
fans to
good?
henshin, fight bosses, and switch between the awesome forms that these riders possess.
Oh.
Players could acquire new abilities from the enemies they defeat, as well as upgrade their stats.
面白そう。
Despite the pandemic, Kamen Rider was alive and well in 2020.
ゲームをちょっとプレイしてみないとね。I gotta try playing one of those games. Unfortunately, a lot of them are for like consoles I don't have. Which one is this one for? この作品のプレイできるコンソールって何？はゲーム機なんだろう。プレイステーションかな？ Is it PlayStation? Switch? Switch? Oh, I have a Switch. Switch なら持ってるけど。Okay. Switch and PS4. Okay, nice. そう、プレイステーション持ってないからね。スイッチならできるね。
Was alive and well in 2020.
Okay. He's back!
Going into early 2021, we got Saber and Zenkaiger Superhero Senki, a crossover movie project between Saber and Zenkaiger to celebrate Kamen
There's
Rider's
so
50th
many of them.
anniversary and Super Sentai's 45th anniversary. The catchphrase for this movie is straightforward heroes half of the century.
All the heroes have assembled again.
During the events
like the
of the
green
movie, riders
and
end up
red.
in the Zenkai world, and the Zenkaigers, other than Jiran, end up in the Saber world, and eventually they team up together as you would expect. This movie served as an excellent anniversary celebration for fans of both franchises. Also in 2021, we got Kamen Rider Revice.
I like the enemy right here. He looks like some of the, I think I've seen like some of the Ultraman enemy designs. He kind of looks like one of those. Like a mantis shrimp. I don't know. Yeah. Origami. 折り紙っぽい。折り紙っぽいね、確かに。
Also in 2021, we got Kamen Rider Revice. Serving as the 50th anniversary project of the franchise, Revice is a story about Ikki and his inner demon, Vice,
I haven't seen this either.
Tandem riders that become Kamen Rider Revice.
Dude, after 01, I think I tuned out because that was around when I got into like V2. Like I really enjoyed 01 and I was like, I'm gonna watch more Kamen Rider, and then I just like completely forgot about it because like I picked up streaming, and that's like that became like my hyper fixation. I stopped doing anything else. なんかね、そう01の後なんかエムリすごいなんかエムリその後なんか VTuber になった感じだから、本当は仮面ライダーもっと見たかったんだけど、なんか VTuber と配信になんか夢中になりすぎて他のこと全然やってなかったんだよね。Yeah. But now I'm going back.
Ikki's family runs a bathhouse together, and his siblings also become riders as they use V-stamps to henshin and fight against the Deadmans.
Ooh, underwater. Ooh!
Revice brought a new style and vibe into the franchise, as well as some unique color choices for the riders. And the unique aspects of the show make it memorable within the history of Kamen Rider.
ヘルメットのデザインあんまり好きじゃない。Oh my god, the cry, the war cry.
2022 brought with it an absolute banger of a Kamen Rider season in Kamen Rider Geats. This series focuses on a battle royale with supporters and organizers from the future called the Desire Grand Prix. The winner of this battle royale will have their deepest desire granted to them, so the stakes are really high and the conflict is really interesting.
Oh.
Our main protagonist is Ace Yukio, who is the definition of being cool. We also have the famous social media star Dayon, also known as Nago, who has a really great story arc, and she's very easy to root for.
She's so cute. Oh, she henshins too.
And then we have Keiwa, a happy-go-lucky character that goes through an intense story arc that turns him into a vengeful force of nature. This entry into the Kamen Rider franchise featured a great story, a great cast, and superb action scenes. Geats was so successful that it even received a Blu-ray release in America.
Yo, what? アメリカでもブルーレイが発売されたんだ。
2022 also gave us the reimagining of the legendary Kamen Rider Black story with Black Sun on Prime Video. A much more violent and politically charged take on the classic series that took its own liberties with the source material.
This is what you guys are talking about.
The 35th anniversary of Kamen Rider Black, serving as an example of just how iconic and legendary that series was. And that I mentioned it's really bloody. There's a lot from this show that I can't even show you on YouTube.
No, what is happening here? なるほど、血だらけなのね。Wow, I was... Before watching this video, I was under the impression that like Shin Kamen Rider and Kamen Rider Amazon were the only like bloody Kamen Rider shows. I didn't know there were a lot more. I gotta watch. Child experimentation, that's crazy. What is it? What? Anime, man? What? Huh?
2022 also gave us the direct anime sequel to Kamen Rider Double in Vtuber.
Wait, what?
The series follows Shotaro and Philip as they solve crimes and do Kamen Rider things in a post-museum world. Double is extreme.
Anime 化されたの? Wait, what? It got an anime? Wait, is it good? Do you guys like it? Do you guys like the anime?
Double is extremely popular, and the success of Vtuber raises hopes that maybe someday the fandom will be treated to anime adaptations of more Kamen Rider series. And this show is even getting a film release this coming November.
What? It's getting a film? Oh, well, I guess it's already out because this video was from this video is from 2024. Yeah, so 映画も出たんだ。Oh, cool. 今も漫画続いてます。お見たいイケメンアニメ漫画Yo, they even like got their hairstyles down. The right side guy though, they changed his hair color. It's a green, I think. 右側の人の髪の毛の色緑になってるね。Yeah, I think that's him, maybe. 舞台化もされまして。めっちゃ人気じゃん。すごい。Wow, you even got a stage play version. Wow. And now with Hot Woman. Yeah, whoa, who is that? Yeah.
Series. And this show is even getting a film release this coming November.
Oh, wings? Wings are popular. Motif.
In 2022, we also got the O's 10th anniversary movie, the 10th
back.
Core Medal of Fate, in which Eiji's story would come to an end. And many fans were quite unhappy about how it ended.
Really? Indo? Huh? What's happening? Drama.
I've had people tell me in the comments that in Japan people were crying in the theaters. Regardless of how you feel, this was a historically significant Kamen Rider project.
Were they crying because it was like they got emotional over the story? Were they crying because it was so bad? 映画館で泣いてた人いた。それはエモかったから泣いてるのか、すごいエンドが嫌いだったから泣いてるのか、なんだろう。Yeah, don't spoil though, don't spoil. Yeah, I see. It was a bad ending. Okay. Regardless, I guess like it was the end of like O's, so I guess that's sad. She even has a hair color. That's true. She did. 言えぬ、確かにネタバレだもんね。確かに。ネタバレは避けたい。自分で見るしかないね。I would have to see it. Gotchard! Totally missed this too.
2023 brought us Kamen
I like
Rider
his
Gotchard,
suit!
a lighthearted and fun rider season focusing on Hotaro Ichinose, also known as Kamen Rider Gotchard.
スーツの色めっちゃ好き。
This
the right
series
shade of
brought with
blue.
it a new alchemy theme and a return to cards being used by the riders, in addition
cards.
to fun creatures called Kemis. This story explores the lives of Hotaro and his friend Rin Kudo as they seek to capture the Kemis.
Why is there a train
After
there?
some more serious projects,
shot.
Gotchard was a season that had a few shortcomings in terms of story beats and character development, but historically the franchise tends to ebb and flow between lighthearted kid-friendly seasons and darker seasons with more mature stories. Gotchard leans more towards being a kid-friendly season, like I just described,
Ooh,
but
nice
this
scarf.
isn't necessarily a bad thing, and some fans might even view it as a positive.
Hopper is best character. When I hear Hopper, I think of Rising Hopper from 01. Thomas cameo? That's crazy. Yes, my goat! He's back!
2023
Oh my god.
also gave us the incredibly...
Dude, they cooked with his design. Like how his... Dude, I just love the hair sticking out of the helmet. I cannot tell you how sexy that is. and the jacket. めっちゃセクシーなんだよね。このデザイン。なんか髪の毛がヘルメットから出てるところとなんかコート。Yeah, it's so good. It's so good, guys. He's so hot. Anyway.
2023 also gave us the incredibly stylish love letter to the original Kamen Rider series in the form of Shin Kamen Rider, another reimagining to celebrate the franchise's 50th anniversary.
Man.
This movie set out to take everything that made the original series great
I really
and
enjoyed
dial it
this.
up to 11.
Ecstasy!
The look, tone, style, and music are all faithfully recreated here, with a new layer of flair and high production values that only time and a large budget can provide. This movie tells a story that's a combination of several story beats
like
from
them
throughout
too.
the original series, and these elements are all stitched together in a really entertaining way. It's obvious that the people involved in making this movie had a ton of love for the franchise, and they put their hearts into making it.
Yeah, my only issue with this film was that the plot moved so fast. Oh my god. Like G-Quacks. But not, it's funny I say that because it's the same creator. But yeah, again, there are, it's not like they had a whole lot of time, so I get it. Yeah, and it was mostly like, homage to the original. Yeah. そうそう、ストーリーがめっちゃ早かったんだよ。そうそうそう。でも楽しかった見てて。But it was really fun watching it. There he
And now,
is!
in 2024, at the time of making this
Showa!
video, we finally have a look at the
Candy!
next rider coming up in Kamen Rider Gav, a snack-themed rider
Oh,
whose
it's not out yet
catchphrase
at this
is
point?
"Sweets and evil, I'll eat them up." He has a unique
marshmallow.
purple, blue, and yellow color scheme, along with some other cool-looking forms. And if history is any indicator, this will be another big
Itogumi.
year for Kamen Rider.
Itogumi. I really like... Okay, wait, let me go back to the
His
design.
catchphrase is "Sweets and evil."
Which one do you guys like? Wait, I haven't... These are spoilers, bro. I haven't even seen some of these, but I like that chip so far. 今のところチップスが好きかな。ポテチ。 Yeah, this one's currently airing. これまだ放送されてるやつ。But at the time of this video, it wasn't out. この動画が出された時はまだね、放送されてなかったんだよね。ねえ、チップスいいよね。なんかね、毎回登場する時なんかポテチ食べたくなる。Like, whenever the potato chip form comes out, like, they're like playing like the sound, like the sound effect of like crunching on a potato chip, and it makes me crave chips. Hello, Zephyr! Yeah, we watched an entire video on Bugman. I think we just reached
I'll
end.
eat them up. He has a unique purple, blue, and yellow color scheme, along with some other cool-looking forms.
This also has
and if
Mpreg in
history is
it.
any indicator,
Yeah.
this will be another big year for Kamen Rider.
For Mpreg enjoyers out there, this is the Mpreg Kamen Rider. That's why it's based.
For 50 years, the Kamen Rider franchise has given us some amazing characters, interesting stories, jaw-dropping action, and heart-wrenching drama. We've seen hundreds of riders fight for what they believe in or who they care about, tons of evil organizations be brought to justice, and we've been lucky enough to enjoy this amazingly weird and wonderful world of triumph called Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider.
Thanks for taking a trip with me through the history of this awesome franchise. I'd love to hear what your favorite Kamen Rider moment is in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it a lot if you would smack the shit out of that like button.
Smack the shit!
I'll catch you next time.
6.9k likes. Nice number. Marshmallow Michelin Man looking at. Oh my god, yeah. He does. That was a good video. Oh my gosh. He explained everything really well. I liked it. I enjoyed it. 楽しかった! Yippee!